accidentally cut my hair a bit too much. I was just trying to trim the sides, but I put the wrong guard on. So it was like, I've got a number 9 on. Why is it cutting it right down to the bone?
Is that not what the people say just before a sword fight?
I put my number 9 on.
Wrong guard. So-
Oh. No, it's Hermione. She's trying to tell Ron to look after Harry. She's like, wrong guard!
Shut up. Mine was better. Shut up.
Wrong Guardian Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of All Bronze No Brains, your weekly dose of Buffy and nostalgia, as told by this big poof and Tony Webster.
Yes, today we're going back to October 1999. We're still in 1999. Season 4, Episode 3, written by Jane Espenson and directed by James Contner.
Contner.
Oh my god!
Tony, stop it!
It is way too early for this, guys.
Called The Harsh Light of Day. Very ash. Very, very ash.
You've been very, very harsh.
Nice to meet you, Kelly.
Very harsh.
First off, let's get the hard questions out of the way. Would you have let Parker take a poke?
Are you loving Giles in his grey sweat pant era? Come on, dick print.
Good girl.
Thank
And
you.
why isn't Buffy blaming Willow for constantly forcing her to find a boyfriend?
Our credits and thoughts up top.
That should be called Thoughts Up Bottom. Because I'm bottom. What did you think of this episode?
It was a good episode, yeah, it was fun. They're fun episodes. They're not like...
I'm glad that you enjoyed it because I hate this episode. I hate this episode with a fucking passion. I mean, I'll tell you as we go through it, obviously, but I was really hoping you'd like it so that I could hate it.
Yeah, I didn't like... Yeah, I didn't dislike it.
It's just always one that's like, I mean, I've got lots of reasons as to why I hate it. It's mainly because I don't like Spike in this era,
Don't come for me.
and I also don't like seeing Buffy in like. I don't like being forced to view my own like misogyny because of how I view Buffy, because I'm like, she's being like so desperate, but really she's just being normal and it's all Parker. But I feel like I'm being gaslit into thinking that Buffy's being the one, like, but by myself, not by the writers.
Oh, right, okay, I was going to say, because I don't think the episode's trying to... You definitely get Parker's a conflict.
My view will probably change by the end of it, because on one hand, there's lots of things I hate about this episode, but then there were new things that I really enjoyed
Okay.
about this episode. So, anyway, oh yeah, sorry, it's me. Okay, so the episode starts. So it does, and that's it. The episode starts and then it goes on, and that's pretty much it, really.
No, it's over.
That's it. Watch us
it.
next week for
Thanks for
episode
watching,
4.
yeah.
See you
Cheers.
later, or wow. So we open at the Bronze. We haven't been to the Bronze. Actually, we were at the Bronze last week, so scrap that. And Dingo's Ate My Baby are playing. And I was wondering if it annoyed you how much Devin's microphone is just so low and that he like has to perform really low into his microphone, or does that not bother you?
Didn't really bother me. I actually was just like, it got better. It's
Yeah.
actually it was a good song. It was good. I thought it
Yeah.
was like, didn't really, whenever I watch like singers and bands like that, it's not about the singing, it's about the performance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people are doing all that mad stuff, it's like they're not getting any better. Well, they probably are getting a better vocal take because they're doing something different with their body. So I guess technically, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it isn't.
Although that's not the real people. That's not the real
Yeah.
band. But I do love that Devin's wearing a little sexy, slutty crop top. I did enjoy that.
Do you think he's horny?
Willow is just diabolical, being like, oh, there's Parker. Oh, you looking at Parker? So tell me what's going on with Parker. You spent all week with Parker. Oh my God, you love Parker, don't you? Oh my God, Buffy and Parker up a tree. Kissing. If he goes shoe, let him be. Sorry, don't blame me. You. Anyway, so Buffy clearly has eyes for Parker, and they mention that they've been hanging out all week. Willow's like, when you spend all week with a boy, you're allowed to look at him directly. And I'm like, first of all, you've had one boyfriend. Buffy doesn't want to crowd Parker, and then they make a joke about Buffy having lusty wrong feelings, and Willow's like, except they aren't wrong. Like, I can totally justify it because I need you to have a boyfriend too. You're single, he's single, just go out with him. I'm going to force you into it. Oh my God. And then her head explodes.
he's even more agitated than usual.
But Parker's very sweet and he comes over and offers to walk Buffy home. Now, up to this point, obviously, I'm approaching the notes the way that you do, of like so far what we know of him up to this point. It's like he's actually really sweet and he's really nice, and I kind of like what they're building up, which makes it worse later in many ways, but in good ways. Parker offers to walk Buffy home, which I think is really interesting considering they live 5 miles away.
Oh, right, okay. You're obsessed with the with the mileage that they're doing.
because I feel like if this was nowadays, this is all people would be talking about on the internet.
Maybe they just walk loads in that part of California.
In Game of Thrones, I just thought it was funny, because people then are like, the suspension of disbelief. Like, how come it took all season 1 to go to King's Landing and then in season 7 they can like fly up in 2 minutes? I'm like, I didn't care about that stuff until everyone on the internet did, and now I'm like, they're getting their steps in. But Devin casually mentions as they're packing up the van, oh, we're going to do great in LA, which is important because that will come up later.
Clocked it.
And he says they'll be glued to their seats. And Will's like, Devin, aren't they supposed to dance? And Devin's like, your girlfriend's a fucking freak. I obviously meant not real glue. I'm like, fucking glue bag. So Willow's getting her graduation wish because Harmony comes out of the darkness and is like, Willow, oh my God, hi, I haven't seen you since graduation. She says the line like, big snake, huh?
I thought that was funny.
It was funny. They have some small talk and Harmony talks about how she was going to go to France because she was dying to see the stores. And Willow's like, oh, and the museums. And Harmony's like, what? What are museums? And she's like, Willow, you're so funny. You haven't changed a bit. Like, what, from like 3 weeks ago?
I know, that's my question. Is going to be like, you haven't seen each other in a couple of months. This is just summer holidays. This is just going back to school again at this point.
They've seen each other more often than we've seen each other.
Yeah. Lucky them.
You little bitch!
I know, really lucky them. I wish I'd been turned into a vampire and got died. And then Harmony got died. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so hyper. It's because I have so much hatred in my heart. Willow says to Harmony, you haven't changed either, chick. And Harmony's like, oh, maybe a little.
Worst vampire change yet.
I love that she hasn't figured out that you don't need to shake your head to do that. But I do kind of like it. It was kind of
Insane!
cheeseball.
But I wish it had I don't know.
And she bites Willow. She bites her and that's Willow dead.
And that's our show. We'll see next
and
week.
That's it.
We've got,
watch next week
so
for the next episode. That's going to be our new thing, isn't it?
It's not.
No.
It's not.
So the credits happen. Thoughts on the cold open?
Not too many thoughts so far. Nice to see Harmony coming back because the last time we've seen her just being like, Raggedy Ann doll killed by a vampire.
Oh. Sorry, the loop was stuck in my throat while I was doing that. It was like, see her.
Harmony's really hot.
The men are objectifying her.
They're all really fit in this episode. All the women in this episode are really smoking hot. And it's like, I feel like it is kind of on purpose. It feels very sexually charged, this episode, and everyone's...
Yeah.
And it's from the women's perspective. Well, sort of. Like, I don't think... Yeah, Jackie.
We'll definitely be talking about that
when we
later.
get to
The male gaze of a female show.
Interesting.
But also, I'm going to say just up top, Harmony's a real standout of this episode.
Yeah.
And it's never something I've watched before and be like, oh, Harmony's so great. But now I'm really excited for you to see all the wee bits. Because she's not like always in it, but she'll come up every now and then. And it's really...
Is she like a Cordelia Light kind of character?
Yeah.
Comes in a bit ditzy, bit blonde.
Yeah. And kind of on and off with Spike.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's quite funny. Okay, so after the credits, Oz pulls Harmony off Willow, who seems affected by that very tiny cross that they seem to have pulled out. And Harmony's like, fine, hide behind your boyfriend, but guess what? I have a boyfriend too, and he's going to be mad that you were mean to me. And she jogs off. Literally jogs.
In the worst run off that I've ever seen by any character. It's the same run off that the girl does in Not Another Teen Movie when she pours the water on her.
Yeah.
And she's like, she runs off kind of like that. It's so bad.
That's why I wrote she jogs off, because it literally is like and you just hear her big cloppy like sandals on the ground. We cut to Buffy and Parker, and they're walking down the main street of Sunnydale on their 5-mile hike back to university campus. He notices her scar that just as magically appeared for this episode from whenever the Master and Angel bit her.
It's a big scar too. Like, they
It's
could have made it a
giant.
bit subtler if they were going to...
And like, did the Angel push all of his other teeth? Well, I guess maybe he did actually bite
I think they do. They do show
quite
that usually
hard.
that they have like.
But it did make me wonder, did Angel just bite Buffy coincidentally in the same place that the Master bit Buffy? And would there be scar tissue there? And would that make it more dangerous to be bitten into? Because would that... Anyway, Buffy says, angry puppy. And I'm like, saying a vampire actually would have been more believable. Or it actually would have been a funnier joke
Yeah,
to write.
vampire.
Because she could have been like, vampire,
Yeah,
you know?
you should have wrote this episode.
I'm available for the reboot. Buffy asks Parker about his scars, and he's like, "Oh, mine are all psychological." And instantly, I've got a boner. Buffy's like, "Those are the best kind," and Parker's like, "Well, basically, my dad died, and like, I'm not looking for sympathy or anything, but don't you just hate guys that are all like dark and broody and like give me love?" Buffy's like, "I don't think I've ever met anyone like that." Like, Meg, why? Parker gives Buffy this great spiel about like living for the now, and that reminds me of like the first episode of Buffy when Buffy tells Willow to live for the now and to seize the moment,
All right, okay.
Seize the moment, because tomorrow you might be dead.
and then she tells him that she drowned and she came back, obviously, which I just thought was quite funny. But now she doesn't put stuff off, and there's a cut bit of dialogue here where Parker says, "Well, tell whoever brought you back, or whoever brought you back is gonna get a big kiss from me." And she's like, "Sandra would be so pleased."
Funny.
But like Parker seems from what we know up to this point super stable, and they have this lovely chemistry.
Oh, he's so boring. He's so boring.
But I mean, in comparison to like
But
Buffy being
even in,
attracted to
like,
bad guys,
No, I know, but he's just so
he
boring.
appears like a healthy, stable
I know, boring
option.
guy.
But yeah, very boring.
Uncharismatic. Like he's just and he keeps like doing this with his eyes.
Yeah,
That's
some
like,
people are just like that.
yeah. I just thought he was like, yeah, he's very attractive, but he's so dull. No charisma at all. Like it's like if you took Ryan Reynolds' charisma away.
We should nickname him No Charisma Carpenter.
She's
My God.
gone to Belfast.
Actually, it's Lisburn, Ireland.
I love Ireland at this time of the year because it's just everything's starting to get so green.
Gay.
Anyway, Buffy asks him what he's going to regret doing today when he goes to bed tonight. And he does that trope of like, "I'm going to regret not asking you to go to the party at Wolf House tomorrow." Then immediately proceeds to ask her to go to the party at Wolf House tomorrow. I'm like, gay. It's very like teen romance.
Yeah.
But for obvious reasons. But the scene cuts with Xander saying, "I'm not enjoying this." And I was like, I don't know if that was purposeful or not. Because I was like, are you reading my mind? Oh my God.
I'm not enjoying this.
But it overlaps a bit with that scene, so I don't know if the writer's trying to say, like, you shouldn't be enjoying this because, like, if it's meant to set the scene for some... Or if not, probably not. But I just
I
thought
think
it
it's
was...
just. Is this the scene where Andy's coming in?
Oh, well, yeah, where Xander's helping Giles. Yeah,
Oh,
Xander's
right.
helping Giles to shelve the books to make some money for himself. This is one of his first little odd jobs that he's got, and he's confused by Giles's crazy system, and Giles is like...
My system? It's called the alphabet. Huh. Would you look at that?
Yeah, that was funny. I thought
that was great. I'm loving seeing more of Xander and Giles together because I think they're going on a similar journey, trajectory this season about trying to like refine their place in the group, which I
that's
think is quite
interesting.
a nice parallel.
I really
Look on.
like Giles' shirt in this.
Giles is just all of his unemployed clothes are like banging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'd get it. The best part of this episode happens when Anya walks into Giles's house right now, telling him that he should lock his door.
I have to say right now, I don't care what happens with Anya. She'd end up being the Third Reich Hitler of this TV show. She is my favorite character by far. Standout is I love her so much. I love her. The actor is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like her deadpan way of delivering those lines and that like Third Rock from the Sun kind of alien on Earth way, do you know, that misunderstanding, but also she does such a good job of being a teenager, but being outside of a teenager's body at the same time. Now that thing like you said a couple of episodes ago about like, oh, you'd love to go back into your headspace as an adult. But I'm like, I still think even with your adult brain, you would still get on like a teenager because your hormones lead you so much when you're a teenager. It's like, It's like actual like torture, like the amount of hormones that go flying around. It's like so disruptive to your body and all that stuff that I think even with a rational mind you would still be so strung up on the thingy. I don't want to talk about this. I just thought
That's because you put the whore in hormones. You put the moan in. You put the whore and the moan in hormones. So my first thought here was wig. She's wearing a wig. And after a little bit of research, I found out she was actually wearing a wig because they weren't happy with how short she'd cut her hair, apparently. So they made her wear this Betty Page ass looking wig instead.
a share wig.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, "Your door's open, ho!"
Oh, hormones.
Hormones. Don't start me, because you know what I'm like. So we haven't seen Anya since she fled in Graduation Day Part 2, and she's looking to talk to Xander. And I love that she turns to Giles and she's like,
Go away.
"Go away."
I love every line that she says in this whole episode is like
It's just brilliant.
brilliant.
She drags Xander outside and she's like, "Where's our relationship going?" Xander's like, "What the fuck? What are you talking about?"
Sorry, she's also looking so fit in this episode, like in this scene when she comes in, and those wee flipping,
It's the slip dresses that look like it's like a petticoat or something.
yeah, they're just like,
They're very of that time.
but they weren't in our country because it was too cold, so you weren't getting very many people wearing wee slip dresses like that.
I actually have a great photo of me in one. I'll put it in here.
Ugh.
My ditties look great. Anya's like, "I can't stop thinking about you. Sometimes in my dreams, you're all naked." And she's like, we should go on a date on Friday because like prom is our anniversary. And Xander's like, "Chill your fucking beans, woman."
In fact, come to a screeching halt. See, these things kind of have to develop on their own.
All right. How?
I don't know. It just happens.
Thoughts on that scene before we cut to Buffy's dorm?
Loved it. Thought it was really funny. Just really enjoying watching Anya's turmoil in
Yeah.
this like 1,000-year-old in a teenager's body with all the trying to be a human when she's not a human with the knowledge and it's just all brilliant, and she does it all so well because it's all so not overacted. Really,
Yeah.
really still. Whereas I think sometimes in Buffy everybody can go OTT where she feels like she's underplaying everything. Like she's really like monotone, robotic. It's funny. It's very funny. Like
And it's brilliant because it's one of those things that continues with her character that you don't get sick of because they find new things for her to still be learning about
yeah,
when
yeah.
it comes to like humanity. Like season 5, she's like a big capitalist and like wanting money and have a job and understand.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, it's really, really good. So we cut to Buffy's dorm and Buffy and Parker are about to say goodnight and have a wee snog when they're interrupted by Oz and Willow. And Willow's like, "Remember Harmony? Well, now she's pretty much paler." And Buffy pretty much screams "angry puppy" in Parker's face. I would be like, "What the fuck is up with you, you fucking freak?" And she should have just said vampire. Willow's like, "Band-Aid now." I'm like, "Band-Aid for a puncture to your carotid artery?" Okay. And I actually thought that maybe this would annoy you because to me, this is one of those moments where I feel like the show is playing with its own rules a little bit. From my view of it, I feel like it maybe feels like she was bitten more, but maybe that was a half of a second.
I put it down to that. I put it down to we've seen some people bite into people's necks before and get away before.
Yeah.
It's not the first time that's
It's
happened.
mainly just,
but
you know
it's-
how sometimes someone bites into a neck and instantly they're like, "Oh," and they die.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things where I'm like, okay.
Harmony's a vampire? She must be dying without a reflection.
Oh my God, release your Netflix special. You're hilarious. Oh my God. Willow's like, she made me so mad. She was like, "My boyfriend's going to beat you up." And I feel like Willow was like triggered to like her old bullying days or something. So I quite
Yeah.
like that little moment. And Willow's like, she's probably lying about it anyway. She always lies about stuff like that. And that plaster that they put on Willow's neck is just hanging on for dear life. It's just like
It's so
the biggest gap in it.
I know it's not even
Ever.
doing anything.
I feel like she realized that. And so she puts her hand up to it.
Oh,
Because
right,
at one
okay.
point she turns her neck and it's just like a loop. like
Yeah, you
hanging
can,
on
and
her
there's
neck.
no makeup underneath it to like
Yeah.
be like, oh, look at the wee scar.
Ridiculous, you know. Oh my God. Oz tells them that Devin used to date Harmony, but she was too flaky for him. And I love that Oz is having his like little bitch moment because he's just like bitching with the girls. He's like, I love Oz.
I love us.
Not for long.
Buffy's like, well, if she does have a boyfriend, it must be the most tolerant man in the world. And then we cut to Harmony in some caves with all this construction and stuff going on, and her boyfriend takes off his mask, and it's
and you're gonna want to sit down for this video.
And it's Spike. What'd you think?
Surprised. Didn't expect to see Spike. Bit surprised, but then it was, and then when I did see him, like, oh yeah, he's in this loads from now on. I think from now until the end of the series. No, I thought it was good. There's not really much that's happened yet. I still am like, although that was the break, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is good because I feel like this episode the acts feel a lot more balanced.
Yeah.
Than what they have.
No, I thought it was good. We opened back up again after the break, underground with Spike and Harmony and all the vamps, and we found out that he is drilling into a crypt. Harmony interrupts Spike being all angry with cutesy murderous intent. Can I kill something? And all this sort of like, Daddy, can I have to do that? It's just like the biggest ick thing in the world.
How's my little blondie bear?
Harmony she's a spoiled bitch, basically, and doesn't want to eat the bad, spoiled food that's just hanging. I kind of love the guy that was hanging there. He was so, like, quite believed. He did a good job of background acting, I think.
This one tastes funny. Take me out to eat.
He's perfectly fresh.
I think I had a math class with him last year, and I didn't like him that much then either.
Tom!
I want to go to a party.
Harmony basically is like, I want to go to a party, I want to go out, I want to do stuff. He says we do things, and Spike tells her that they will go somewhere nice tonight, and we know that there's a party going on because Buffy was being invited to one. So I was like, oh, I see what they're doing here.
God.
And we cut to like a pure emo pop punk band in a house party. Anything in this we've seen?
Yes. I think Harmony is hilarious as a vampire because it's like, it's exactly what you said, the thing about the ick, because it is like, it's this conflicting behavior of like a toddler that's being like over sexualized or something.
Yeah.
And in some ways that probably is like a perfect description of what it would be like to be a teenage vampire.
Yeah, fair.
You know, so I thought that was quite interesting that she flits between that very well. The band that we see playing is Biff Naked, and the song is Moment of Weakness, which is also in the West Wing pilot.
Oh, didn't know that.
When you know Moira, her name's not Moira, but Moira, the actress, is driving her car. Do you know the one that...
Yeah. She's like on the phone.
Some party, huh?
This would be so loud. This would not be an enjoyable house party. You wouldn't be able to have a conversation with each other. But anyway, I'm not going...
Actually, it sounds like you are.
We see a guy juggling beer bottles. So I'm like,
oh, I didn't even notice that.
What a weird choice. They were sort of just showing us around the house. At one point we just see a guy with these like juggling beer bottles. It's so odd. I just found it so weird. And then Buffy bumps into Spike and Harmony, who are holding up obviously a guy that they've just drank with the biggest hole in his neck that never gets mentioned by anybody who's standing there. Anyway, Harmony comments on her outfit from last year. I love how no one notices the massive hole in the guy's neck as they're asking about him. Like, seems like he's had a little bit much to drink. It's like, no, seems like someone's sucked all the blood out of his body.
Exsanguinated
him.
Yeah.
And then there's just a little bit of back and forth, and we're waiting on the inevitable throwing of the body and the running of the vampires, which happens very slowly. Like how they got away from Buffy when they were like this close to each other, and then all of a sudden she's outside and they've disappeared. We cut to outside, and Buffy is sneaking and finds Spike. And we find out that Drusilla left him for a fungus demon, thanks to Harmony, who just keeps spilling all of the goss. And as she spills the beans about the fungus demon, she also spills the beans about that they're looking for the gem of Amara.
Not today. Amara.
Anything from that we had there?
Yeah, I love when they bump into Spike, that Harmony looks amazing. She looks so good.
In every part of this whole episode, she's so sexy. Like,
yeah, and she has like such great really good outfits. So it does go to show that like the people on the show are capable of dressing people well. So it's a choice to not do that. Spike also looks, I think, the best he's ever been. He's back to having his hair fully bleached. I feel like he's over Drusilla and he's just looking sexy. But Buffy says, Buffy says to Harmony, Spike, you're with Harmony. Would you lose a bet? So that was so funny. And yeah, Harmony being like, yeah, well, wait until you see till we've got the fucking gem of Amara. Wait till
That is really
Amara.
funny.
Wait till
Wait till
Amara.
Amara and I show you Amara. In the next scene, Xander is putting up a disco ball in his basement.
Yeah, love it.
Why? Did they ever tell us why he's putting a disco ball up?
Because he lives down there, he's decorating it to make it like his little house.
A disco ball?
I've got like 3 disco balls in my house.
Yeah, no, but you're a meth addict. Anya comes in. Was that too harsh? I actually thought I offended you with that. I was like, what?
No.
Anya comes in to talk to him, and then as he's like going in to get her a drink of a juice box, this annoyed me more than anything that's ever happened in this TV show ever.
The wastage of this juice.
No. But yeah, as he turns around to get the juice box, she takes off her tiny little slip dress and is standing there naked. And he turns around and squeezes the juice box, and the juice comes flying out of it, out of the straw that was on top of the juice box. How did the straw get in the juice box? You don't leave straws, you don't open up all the juice boxes and put them in the fridge.
Yeah, there might have been a passage of time that we don't know about where he put the straw in.
Must have been.
If you're willing to let it go
am.
for the 5-mile walk
I
home,
am.
you should let it go now.
I actually would accept the 5-mile walk quicker than I accept the juice boxes, but that was my only little thing. I was like,
Would you care for something? I have cran apple.
I like them also exploring a topic that affects many men, which is premature cranapulation.
Very good.
Don't very good me on my jokes.
Very good. I always say very good when it's a good joke.
I know you do. It's funny.
And then we cut to Buffy chatting to Giles about Spike and Harmony and the gem of Amara. Giles basically tells her that the gem of Amara is the holy grail of vamp lore, and that like it doesn't really exist because no one's ever been able to find it. And then I wrote here, Giles dressed in joggers.
Putting his leg up on the table.
I knew you would be sitting there like chugging your wee fucking chunky chunk.
I actually think I did pause to have a wank during this episode.
Fair.
But it was much later on. But it must have been all of Giles that like just made me kind of horny.
Riled up.
Yeah, I literally
Riled
wrote
up.
just in capital letters. My notes for this scene were feral, F-E-R-A-L, because he throws his leg up on the desk, and I'm just like, oh, his big wallopers just flying about. But I thought you were going to mention the fact that when Buffy rang Giles and tells him about Jim of Amari, he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "No, I'm deaf. I'm deaf, so I am."
Yeah, I just thought I made up this gem that I wouldn't know of. That's a good point. Actually, never thought of that.
Oh, I hope I don't make you hate this episode. Sorry, by the end.
I hope you do. Cut to Spike and Harmony reading on bed. Well, she's on the bed again, looking like a fucking Hollywood starlet, and Spike's just reading the paper.
It's a map.
And these are the bits that I love in Buffy, the wee real world things that people would love to actually ask. And she's like,
Is Antonio Banderas a vampire?
No.
Can I make him a vampire?
No.
and then he went, actually, maybe you can.
He's like, do Mel and the kids.
Mel and the kids, that's right. And I always thought it's very rare you're getting a real world person being spoken about in the Buffy universe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that isn't
I wondered if she asked if Antonio Banderas was a vampire because of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, maybe that's a good shout.
Which would have just been out.
Oh, it would have been
at
out
this
not
time
a
as
couple
well.
of years before, yeah. I just said funny jokes in this scene, and Harmony is just so annoying, but she's supposed to be annoying. Do you know what I mean? She's evoking the annoying response from me, but I love her. I want to see her in every episode because she's so good.
Yeah.
She's so hard-hitting. And then she notices that she doesn't have a heartbeat.
That line was brilliant. Like, can we eat a doctor so I can get a stethoscope and hear my heart not beating?
Yeah, that was a really good line. And then she starts being all sultry and seductive and then talking about her veins and all, and she is seductive.
I think this scene is the sexiest scene probably that Buffy has done.
Yeah.
So
It's not
far,
perfect.
because there's no because it's between two vampires as well, they don't need to hold back, I think, on like their virtue or innocence, but it's quite sexy.
It's a very sexually charged episode, is what I wrote here. And then
Yeah.
I quite like that she was calling Drusilla Dorcas.
Dorcas, yeah, because it reminded me of Tabby.
Yeah, it reminded me of Tabby too. I can't wait for your sisters to call you Dorcas now from now on.
Dorcas.
Dorcas. Dorcas. Go away, Dorcas. Dorcas. Dorcas.
Dorcas, thank you so much, Dorcas. We'll see you next
Thanks,
week.
Dorcas. Cut back to Anya talking in a very contractual business-like voice, explaining why they should have sex. And I thought this again was very funny. And Xander says the line that he's turning into a woman because he's basically trying to talk her out of it.
But it's about expressing something and accepting consequences.
Oh, I have condoms. Some are black.
That's That's very considerate.
And then she's like, "Can you please remove your clothing now?" And we get a ding from the fabric softener, which I loved because whenever she mentioned when she first came in that your mum says to put the fabric softener in, I was like, I hope that plays off later on in the scene.
Yeah.
And the fact to get that little ding, I was like, this is a very funny. Like all the episodes so far this season have been quite comedic. They felt like very humorous and light.
Yeah, there's a real tonal reset that's happened with the freshmen.
I'm here for it all day.
Some of the same things that you had said. I loved Harmony calling Drusilla Dorcas, but also whenever her and Spike start kissing, her leg is like right up by her face. So I'm like, so I was just like, what position is she in?
I was like, what a good fun. That's the most skin I've seen in Buffy the whole time.
It was good. And he does look hot, obviously, as well. We can objectify both of those people. I love Anya standing there naked, just giving Xander the plan. She's like, and thus concludes like what I think should be our agreement. Xander's a great line where he says, "Sorry, I'm just working through some hysterical deafness," which I thought was quite funny. And then Anya says, "I figure this is the best way for me to put you behind me figuratively. I'm thinking face to face for the event itself."
Yeah, this is like this is like they've graduated. Like they're not talking to them about like their kids anymore. They're talking about sex.
She has a brilliant line when she's like, "Frankly, it's ludicrous to have these interlocking bodies and not interlock." I'm just again, Jane Espenson is just coming through with some whoppers.
Great lines, yeah.
Really, really good. And I love that ding of the fabric softener because it reminds me of like.
It reminds me of a girl that I
once knew. Right, so when Anya was like evil, she was fully evil because she had like integrity that was linked to her evilness. But now that she's not evil, it's like her integrity is just fully out there. So she's very truthful, she's very forward, and she's like, "Oh, you need to do this and you have to," and none of it comes from a place of like we haven't seen the negative sides to it yet. There will start to be.
Well, there's an interesting thing. Do you know that movie with Emma Stone where she plays the guy creates her to be like a sex doll, basically? It's like a recent one there. And she's like kind of put together like a doll.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but
the whole premise of it is that she basically becomes a woman like overnight.
yeah,
Is never a child. So, but the whole point of it was like she wants to have sex and like it doesn't have any of the social construct of doesn't understand the things that you're not supposed to talk about in normal conversation, like the subtext and things and the things that we don't speak about. Whereas Anya hasn't been human; she's been human for a year, so she doesn't know any of the unspoken rules that you learn through life. Like when you just are, you observe community.
She's
and
very like
social.
it's very neurodivergent. Coded.
Has that neurodivergent? Yeah, I got that a little bit too. But I love people like that.
Yeah,
Like I like.
She's got a
one of my
touch of
exes-
autism.
One of my exes, Gemma, is autistic, and like I used to remember she'd be so blunt, and like people are like, "You're not really offended." I'm like, "No, because she's not lying. Like there's no lie. Like I'd appreciate the truth over bullshit all day long."
It's like Italians. Sorry.
Yes, it's like
Well,
Italians.
yeah, I remember being in Italy a few times. One of the times was when I'd really lost weight, and I remember my friend Tasha's mother-in-law being like, "Oh, you're too skinny, you're too skinny." And then the next time I went back, she's like, "Oh, you're fat again. This is so much better." I'm like, okay. Well, she's force-feeding me some mashed potato shaped tuna fish thing. I love Italians. They're so weird.
Yeah, me too. We cut back to the party and Buffy finds the boring, dull Parker. I just at this point in the episode, I'm like, I find him so... Because you've got Harmony delivering, you've got all the charisma from Spike, and you've got the Xander and Giles of it all, even with Willow and Oz, a small part, all with this charisma seeping out of their bones, and then Parker is just this big, dull, good-looking... I just find him very boring. Buffy was trying to explain Spike a little bit, and Buffy does a mad, big, goofy laugh whenever the dull dud.
Joanna's a big dull dud.
Joanna's such a big dull dud.
The dull dud asks her if Spike and she had dated. Very funny. And I said again, I'm still talking about it. Parker is so dull. Even when he asks her for a dance, it's such a dull way.
He talks like every self-help guru on YouTube.
I think he's just trying to be cool instead of just being cool.
I think back then to have a guy have this level of self-awareness was different. Obviously, they turned that around later on. But nowadays, because this is like every guy that's trying to go with a girl, it's like I'm like different. I'm not like any other guy. I'm like dead different. Oh my fucking
Yeah.
god, fuck my pussy.
Unless you get there is the trad husband guys who are very much not like that.
And I would love to be a trad. No, I'd like to be a trad wife, but as a husband.
That's the irony of like, I'd like to be a traditional homosexual husband.
Yeah.
Trad hubby. Not a great song to dance to.
What could I say to you except I love you and I'd give my life for yours?
I was like, this is really depressing.
Not a great song to dance to, but a banging song in general.
Remember the time we made love in the roses and you took my picture in all sorts of poses. How can I ever get over you when I'd give my life for yours? I know we are the lucky ones. I know we are the lucky ones.
I didn't really like it. It wasn't for me. It's not my jam.
Okay, well, if we get the interview, I'll maybe cut that part out. If we don't, I'll let you keep that in.
Okay.
But I'll be like, so David didn't like your song, and I'm just wondering, what would you
just
say?
said it wasn't for me.
No, I'm not
Wasn't for
joking.
me.
I was just going to say, the weird thing is, we don't get the song, we don't really get the good part of the song, whereas this song was on the Buffy soundtrack.
Okay.
It didn't make sense in the context of a party.
Yeah.
Plus, it was weird seeing that she was all dressed up like dead gothy, and this was like. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, I mean, the
dun,
chorus
dun,
was really
dun,
good,
dun.
but like, I just thought it was a bit of a. I was like, why this song? Anyway, found out that Parker is doing history, and then again I wrote, "Fuck me, he's so dull." but he got the kiss from Buffy? Question mark. So it's working, I guess? Question mark. This is me just typing this out as I go, and then we cut to Buffy and Parker getting it on, and then I wrote, "Better kiss than Angel."
Well, the first kiss.
When they're not the first one, when they're lying down in bed. The second one, when they.
Oh
go,
no, I thought that one was awful. It was like their mouths were. He's like, but
It
apparently
felt like there's a bit more like.
there's lore around these kisses where apparently he smokes and she was not happy about him being a smoker and then coming to set for kissing scenes, and apparently had a really awful time because of that. But I think you're totally within your right if you're doing a
Fair.
kissing scene to be like, don't eat
Don't
onions,
smoke.
don't have a fag.
Don't have garlic. Brush your fucking teeth. Just brush a wee bit of chewing gum in your mouth.
Yeah, he's like, I've got gingivitis.
So does Ed Sheeran.
Oh my god, we're funny.
We cut back to Giles, who has found something in his book, and then he picks up the phone, leaves a message for Buffy, who, well, we see it's Buffy, and you're holding that face for so long. Buffy and Willow's little message was quite cute, and he's like, I found something, and leaves her a message, and then we cut to black.
I thought the cut to Giles felt really out of place in the middle of them having sex. It was a bit like, oh, daddy's gonna find out.
Yeah.
I call him daddy. Daddy.
Daddy.
It felt weird because it felt like a.
I would have been nicer. They were doing the thing where they were building to the break because they needed you to come back after the break to be like, I found something, but I won't tell you what it is. But it's like, you could have actually just went to black from them having sex and went to the break, because you would have immediately come back after the break to be like, holy fuck, she's had sex with someone else that isn't Angel, and it hasn't been built up over weeks and weeks of episodes. It's just been like, she's been a teenager at college and went and got her hole.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, one thing that was hilarious was when it cuts from their kiss at the party, which I thought was decent, the party kiss.
It was alright.
The next scene is them coming in from different sides of the screen, meeting in the middle, and I was like, oh my god, it made me I laughed out loud because it was like, two faces coming in from the side and kissing in the middle. I was like,
didn't even notice
gay.
Gay.
I hate when straight people act gay because it's like, get your own shit.
That's harsh.
It was very off-putting, the call of Giles in the middle, I think, because I was just getting engaged, and then it was like to Giles, I was like, oh, no, this feels like he shouldn't be part of this scene. And then I thought the bed kisses were rough. Like
I
his
didn't
mouth,
mind
like.
I didn't mind them. I thought there was a bit more like, there's a thing that people do when they, we're really getting into this, when they do the thing where they're at my size, where they kiss, but there's like where they move in, and they embrace. That's when I'm like, wow, they're embracing. But Buffy always seems to just be like, everyone seems to be like a little step back, and it's like it feels, but whatever.
It feels like a professional kiss.
Yeah, and not like a.
And I totally understand being a young woman and not wanting to do that.
I don't see how you could possibly understand.
But I'm just like, that shows sometimes to me.
A little bit.
On screen. The thing that is weird though is that the scene in Amends where Angel and Buffy have the dream of having sex together, it was still very, like, that was the best time I've ever seen them together, and I don't know why they didn't just do that all the time. Anyway, I guess we can't keep going on about this for like 3 more seasons because.
What, they're shit kissing?
Oh, Act 3, it's me again. Yeah, see, I like this. They were whipping through it quite quickly. For anyone listening, David gave me money so I wouldn't starve to death because he said I looked skinny on the podcast.
So I was like an Italian mother. I was like, "You too skinny. Go get the just to eat. Dolmio sauce."
Yeah. And I was like, "Did somebody say just eat?" That could be alright. So Buffy wakes up the next morning in Parker's absolute dump of a room, and this is the only time when I've been watching it where I really noticed that it was such a dump. And now my new thing is, as I'm making my notes, I'm looking through the script too. I've like developed, and the script actually says Buffy's noticing things she didn't notice last night, and she has like a sense of regret about it, which I thought was really. It is that, I guess, in the cold light of day, you know, the next morning. What do you call that?
The next morning.
Yeah, but what do you call? Is there a word for that?
Amara.
Amara. No, what do you call that when you've got like post nut clarity? Basically, Buffy's got post nut clarity.
Okay.
And she sees Parker is gone, which is very reminiscent as a mirror of her sex scene with Angel, where she wakes up and Angel's not there anymore.
Notice that.
So he brings her in coffee and he mentions his ma's coming and he gives her in her morning breath a big old snog goodbye. And at the same time, we cut over to Xander's basement. I like that we're getting all these like mirrored scenes of all the people that are like hooking up or whatever.
All the way to the end of the episode too. We get it all the way right through.
That's the thing that's annoying. Like, I hate so much this episode, but there's something in the hidden structure and the writing that I do kind of like. I think I just hate characters. I actually love this episode, probably.
Yeah. I don't think you dislike this episode at all.
It's a hard, like, it's not a fun rewatch. Like, I purposely, when I have went ahead, I skipped this episode because I knew I wouldn't be able to watch it twice.
That many times, yeah.
Yeah. So Anya and Xander have clearly had a wee overnight sesh as well, and they're awkwardly getting dressed. And I liked seeing Xander's like normal boy body. You know, he's not like ripped.
Yeah.
He's got like a nice wee I should say he's got a nice wee doughy body. People are going to be like, I'm the new Tyra Banks. I'm like, you fat fuck. Who will be eliminated tonight? So I like that Anya's like, so I'm over you now. And Xander's like, okay. And Anya's like, okay. And then storms off. I love it that she's clearly got
You
in
can
her
give me a
head.
bit of that. Do we get lots of Xander and Anya? Is this an ongoing thing?
Anya's the main character till the very last episode.
Oh, amazing. Class. I'm really happy about that. Good replacement for Cordelia.
Even better than Cordelia, I would say, because she...
No, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, I meant it more in she is a better character than Cordelia, in my opinion, because it's more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie.
That's not Charisma Carpenter's fault, you know. But so we also cut over to Spike's cave place where we have a similar scene where Harmony's writing on Spike's back after they've clearly had a night or day of passion. She's writing on his back with lipstick. Spike loves Harmony. And I've just loved that they've really managed to capture her like frozen in time as like this teenager. I just think, and it's she does as she's in the series, like you see growth as she learns things as a vampire.
Okay.
But she still maintains that like level of bitchiness, like which is it's just brilliant and very refreshing. And she's like, "You love that tunnel more than me," and he's like, "I love syphilis more than you." And he goes off to work. I'm like, Martin, oh my god.
To be fair, I've noticed that this is 3 girls with 3 guys that aren't that interested in them.
Yes. That's it.
The exact same story. 3 different ways being treated. Like, one's being manipulated, one's being very much told, like Spike's being a cunt to Harmony. We find out later on from boring Parker that he's using lines and like manipulating and being a bit of a player.
Yeah.
But I think the interesting one is Anya and Xander, because Xander's just not sure, and Anya's just like doesn't understand the social etiquette of it all. So like, there's weirdly he isn't even being that dickish in my opinion,
which is kind of good because it makes Xander not look as bad, kind of as everyone else. Which is Xander hasn't been actually annoying in ages. Even at the end of this episode, when he has an opportunity to be, he's not.
Fair.
Which is when he has an opportunity, as if he's not written in a script to be away. Like he'd know, leave him alone,
let him be, leave him be,
leave him be. So Buffy arrives back to her dorm, and she's surprised when she sees Giles there, and she starts kind of like trying to explain herself, and she starts lying, and then she's like, actually, you know what? I'm an adult, and it's none of your business where I was. And Giles is
she's
like,
a what?
Adult, an adult. But I said adult. I do say adult. Well, either way, she's an adult, and she doesn't have to tell Giles where she is. But he seems so pissed off at her.
Yeah, but I think there's a fatherly thing. I think he cares about her. Like, he's concerned for his little daughter thing. She does a thing at the start of the scene that I thought was unreal, and you don't get very often. Buffy starts undressing.
Yes, that's just going into her room.
She came in and she took the wee top off, turned around and went, oh, woo, like that. And I was like, that was the most, like, because that's what you would do. You wouldn't even look around. You'd walk into your dorm room and start undressing. If your best mate's there, it doesn't matter. You wouldn't expect it. Anyway, thought it was class. Sorry.
And she screams, "Get out, pedophile!"
Yeah, uppity.
Do you remember that one time when we were doing Grease? And sorry for everyone who just hears us talk about Grease all the time. And we were still mic'd, and I had to go to the change room to get Marion for something, and I opened the door and she was getting changed, and she's like, "Get out, pervert!" And it was all over the microphones.
I do remember that.
She hated me so much. I love it. Anyway, so Giles is like, basically, I found out the gem of Amara is actually probably real, and it's in Sunnydale, because it was like someone wrote about it resting in the Valley of the Sun. Very good. So Willow's all giddy about Parker and Buffy banging, and I do love how she portrays the excitedness of it, and I also do love that she still has the plaster on her neck, just for continuity reasons. But I just hate that it's never really addressed that Willow really is part to blame for all of this, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
It's never addressed. Later on, she's just like, "Oh, you win some, you lose some," and it's like stoking a friend up. Like, you're good at this, at being realistic. Like, if I tell you I like someone because you know the way I am, you won't be like, "Oh my god," and you won't gas me up because you know that will put me in a delusional place.
Yeah, half the time I'm trying to hold you down.
Yes, yeah. Where I feel like Willow should have been that way, but I guess in some ways, Buffy's only ever had one other boyfriend.
Well, this is it. This is the thing that I'm like, they're just starting to figure out world. Like, they're like, Willow's only had one boyfriend.
Yeah, and this is the first time that Buffy's had sex with a human.
I was going to say, this is it. But I like that they didn't make a big deal out of it.
That spunk would have been warm compared to that big cold slab of meat Angel was giving her.
Jesus Christ.
It's like a kielbasa from the Tesco meat section. But it did make me wonder if Angel's boner was cold.
So weird. I don't like, how does he get it hard if he doesn't have a heart that pumps blood?
You're so weird.
Oh yeah, psychologically hard maybe he was. I'm emotionally hard.
Emotionally hard, but it's still a floppy fucking...
He just kept thumbing it in, like all the guys on Tina. He's like, this doesn't usually happen, I promise. He just thumbed it in anyway.
Thumbed it in.
That was his moment of perfect happiness, thinking she'd fallen for it. Anyway, so back in Spike's cave, they're close to finding the ring in an underground crypt, and Harmony looks banging. She comes in wearing a corset and these like shiny, like purpley trousers. She's just Harmony fashion queen. This is like look number 4 or something, and she's literally just, she's eating and leaving no crumbs, as the kids would say.
I'll say it, she is a looks queen.
Yes, she is a looks queen. Well done. You're gay. I hate how Spike treats Harmony, but it kind of works in her favor because it gives her something to play off, which makes her more she wouldn't have as much like dynamic character moments if Spike wasn't an absolute dick to
Well, I
her.
think she's doing an interesting thing. They're doing an interesting thing with her where they're doing, like, she's in an abusive relationship. Like, he's a cunt and he's physically and emotionally abusive. And she does the thing where she's like when she calls Drusilla Dorcas, there's like a playful like evilness to her because she's like, well, I like because she's controlling him because she's invoking a response.
She's baiting him
She's
a little
baiting him,
bit.
she's getting a response, but then eventually, like, I think with the hope, I may be reading into this, but with the hope, I actually don't think I am, because we know by the end of the episode that she was hurt and was crying, so she obviously is emotionally hurt. I just think it's quite interesting that, like, there would have been girls that I have been friends with, or I would have been friends with before, that would have been treated like that, and then they would have been like, no, I enjoy it, as a way of implying that, taking the control back by saying that they like that sort of relationship, and it's like where it's like mean and rude.
Yeah, where there's game playing and
it's all like part of it's like annoying each other is their love language or something, but we see by the end that Harmony ultimately just wants to be loved, like any little vampire does.
yeah, well, that's it. I think one of the reasons like why her little emotional beats play so well is because we've only seen her shallow before,
Yeah,
so
true.
every time she expresses something new, it's new for us as well. So I think you're on her side very easily
Yes.
because she knows as much of herself as we know of her, which I just think is a really
Very
interesting writing device. Spike is like, listen, I only came back here for this fucking ring. Every time I come to this town, I get the fuck beat out of me, so I'm trying to lay low, so stay inside, you stupid bin. I love that he calls her an indoor cat or something now. He says you're an indoor cat now.
Like a possession,
Yeah.
like a pet.
That's it. Exactly like a pet that you just pump whatever you want and sorry. Give me
Near disgrace.
He's like, I promise when I get the gem we can do like whatever we want, and Spike pushes her against the wall and she's like, I don't know why I let you be so mean to me, and he says, love hurts, baby. And this is one of the things I hate about this episode is maybe it's because it reminds me of who Spike is as a whole in a bigger way, and the kind of insanity around the Spike fandom. I'll have to be careful of how much I say and how much I put in, otherwise I'm going to have to be dealing with fucking death threats. But
Whoa. Why?
just because like people love Spike, even though he's abusive.
But he's a
and-
vampire. He's evil.
I know.
Okay. People are
know.
going to get pissed off at me because if there's things that he does, I don't give a fuck about the fandom.
How can fandom be toxic?
This is a good reminder for anyone that romanticizes vampire lovers that they're soulless, manipulative, and usually abusive. And that's the tea.
And that's the tea.
And that's the tea.
And that's the motherfucking tea.
So we cut to daytime on the uni campus and we have this montage, which is just such an odd fucking choice of this weird song. And Buffy is like going around the school with her school yearbook being like, have you seen Harmony? Have you seen Harmony? This just was weird. So the montage also cuts between Buffy checking her messages on her phone and Parker hasn't left one yet. We see Spike drilling into the crypt. Buffy's checking her voicemails again, but it turns out just to be Willow being like, hey, did Parker leave a message yet? And like, even though I hate this whole scene and I just think it's weird, I think the music choices with everything, I'm not feeling any of it. There is something about it, especially Buffy's energy, that really does a good job of capturing that really awkward feeling of like when you get pumped and dumped. Like maybe that's why I don't like it. Maybe it's too close to home.
Maybe it's too real. Because she is, like, even at the end of the episode, even Buffy's going like, maybe me and Parker couldn't rekindle and all this stuff. And I'm like,
yes,
fuck up, Tony. I was like I literally was like talking to you 10, 20 years ago. Not now.
I feel like all three relationships in this episode are literally all me.
I do think that is the point. I do think that is the point. It's like showing you three perspectives of negative behaviors and like in different ways. And it's all about that, like, I don't know. Don't even
and
know
if you can find all three in one person, run.
I agree. I
run.
thought this.
Don't marry them. Run.
I agree. I thought this montage was a bit shoehorned in or something. It was a bit weird.
It was the song choice was just weird. I don't even know what it was. I should have looked it up, but yeah, it was just weird. So we get some more Spike. We get some more Buffy checking her messages, and then she lies down like all depressed because no messages. So we cut now to the underground. Sound of the underground. Spike is now in a crypt that has a very Indiana Jones kind of vibe to it, which I really, really enjoyed. There's tons of like treasure and sparkly things and everything everywhere. And Spike rips this big necklace gem. It looks like the Deathly Hallows or something.
Yeah.
off a skeleton, and Harmony has this great line when she's like, "Ew, like you're too good to work a clasp."
Is that what you said? A clasp?
Yeah,
I didn't really
yeah.
understand what you meant. A clasp. Oh, right, okay. Because
I
he just
thought that
ripped
was
it off.
brilliant.
He was. Sorry.
He's so
That whole
Spike.
bit,
He's so
but it was
over
so,
the top, and
it was so much like rubbing it and all, and it was like, and I'm like, but her in the background looking at stuff and trying it on was way more interesting to watch than Spike.
yeah,
'Cause
she
she was
really steals like a lot of. I don't know
all
if
the
that was
scenes.
intentional, but I'm loving it.
I'm loving it too.
Um,
Yeah.
and as she goes off on a wee rant, being like, "You don't look different. I thought you'd look different. I thought you'd look taller," and as he's like, he touches this cross and he gets burnt. So obviously the big necklace he's wearing isn't the gem of Amara. It's the gem of yesterday. Oh my god! And I wrote that as well. So I was so confused for a second because I thought I was making it up on the spot.
You stupid bitch.
Sorry. I was like, don't say that joke again twice. I hate sinking into the sofa. So Harmony's putting on all these rings and jewels and she's yammering away about going to France, and then Spike stakes her in the tit.
And then we could go to France. And I always wanted to go to France and stay in a chateau. And you could take me shopping and
Except she doesn't dust. Instead, her little breast douchey closes right up and she starts hitting him like, "Why the fuck do you fucking do that to me, you fucking freak?" And then Spike gets the gem off her finger and he says, "I'm going to play outside, motherfucker, bye."
Bye.
That breast douchey was something else.
It was pretty gross close up. And also, like, what the fuck? He just tried to kill you? She kind of took that in her stride. I'd be like,
yeah.
Just looks slightly offended, but obviously she's sobbing a wee heart out later on. We see later on she's sobbing a wee heart out. Go on, love her.
Great. Well, now we come over to Giles's house. Imagine he spoke like that.
Let's go!
Over at Giles, they're doing some research, and Oz is like, "Either I'm borrowing your albums or I'm moving in."
What album does Oz hold up in the end?
He holds up a Velvet Underground album.
Fair. Don't know that.
I'm going to replace it with like Spice Girls' Greatest Hits.
Yeah. That'd be funny.
So Xander is like, "Whoa, Giles has a TV. Giles has a TV. He's shallow just like us." And Oz is like, "I've got to admit, I'm a bit disappointed." And Will's like,
Well, maybe it doesn't work. It's like art.
And in breaking local news, area residents face traffic disruptions.
Public television.
and I love that little bit because it just felt very like reminiscent of like, oh, the kids. Oh, the
Oh, the
kids. What are
kids.
they?
So like.
He's like, "I watch it for Julian before the Coronation Street."
But now on the UTV, well, we've all seen it coming. Deirdre is busting the gut to grab the hold of Dev and Kurt the bake off him. Well, I'm giving nothing away, but you would be now well advised to go through the following procedure. Run out to your sculleries, take your buckets from under the jaw box, and keep them on your knees for the next 30 minutes. Now, I'm on the TV. This is the sort of bucket I have. You would all have a different bucket to this. Grab your bucket and have a wee cold cloth for your foreheads, because the night's going to be the night at Coronation Street.
Giles is like, "Watching TV right now is not going to help any of us," but of course it is going to help all of them because it's a news report about a big sinkhole near the University Sunnydale campus. Castle workforces deny any tunneling has been done nearby and is due to the weakening of the topsoil in the surrounding area. And they show it on the TV and it's like a whole fucking highway has like collapsed to
I know.
Like, oh my god, it's like Glasgow. It's literally like the streets of Glasgow after it rains here. Oh yeah. So Giles looks at the TV and he's like, obviously this is Spike. And they all rush off. And Giles tells Xander to go meet Buffy and meet us there. I'm like, they're all going the same way. Like, why don't they just all go together?
I don't know why they always send Xander. There's a weird bit at the end of this scene that really annoyed me.
Where Xander stays longer than everyone else?
Yeah, he won't stop watching the TV.
Which I
But
think
it's
is
not
quite
like-
good. He's looking to see
No,
where it
I
is.
thought it was stupid. I was like, it just looked like he was like an idiot and couldn't stop staring at the TV. That's
Oh,
it
see,
didn't
I
give me
took it as like he's getting the information of where the sinkhole is so he can have better
Fair enough.
information.
I just thought it was a really weird choice because he
Alright.
kept in it the whole way out. Even when he closes the door, he's still like peeking in at the TV, and I'm like, go get Buffy.
Go steal stuff out of Giles's room while he's not there. That's what I would have done. Man,
That is
boy.
exactly what you would have done.
But this scene kind of cemented for me, like, I love seeing them all in new environments. I love seeing, like, new relationships form within the Scooby Gang. Like, seeing even Oz talking to Giles in a very
Yeah.
normal way, having them hang out in Giles's house, like, a bit more. I like that it's bringing their relationship to a bit more of, like, an adult kind of
Mhm.
level. There's just so many new locations and things. It's just, like, it's very exciting to watch, if you ask me. We cut to the campus and we see Parker, and he is telling another girl the same spiel that he told Buffy about his dad. He's like, "Yeah, my dad died, and it's like so hard on me," or whatever. And Buffy's being a wee bit of a psycho, to be honest, but also very relatable because I feel like, am I a psycho? Or do I just get on like Buffy?
No, you're a psycho.
Oh, okay. So Buffy has been a wee
No,
bit of a psycho
she
then.
is. I think what Buffy's learning here is men are dicks.
And the thing is, she's not being a psycho. It is my inherent misogyny that makes me say that, and that's one of the things I don't enjoy about this episode, because she is just confronting someone who's not being truthful and honest.
No, you're crazy. I don't think what Buffy's doing is. I just do
Yeah.
think it's a little bit naive of Buffy. I think that's what it is. The naivety of her going like, but she is only learning this for the first time.
Yeah,
No
that's
other
true.
boys have actually used her like that. They've always
Yeah.
like properly fell for her or really liked her or she's been weird on them. But he just used her for sex like every college guy does. It's like the college.
The
It's
trope.
not. It is the trope. I'm not condoning it. I
Yeah,
quite like
yeah.
it felt like an honest, real thing that a girl would go up and be like, because I could see you doing that. You had bucking some guy the night before, seeing him chatting to some other guy, and then going up being like, maybe not now. I'm talking about back then.
But yeah, anyway, so I kind of relate to Buffy. Maybe this is why I hate this
But I think
story.
it's just her learning for the first time that men are cunts, like,
Yeah.
and that they will use you and use lines and do the thing. It's like it's only till you experience those things. But this is us as the audience seeing her kind of be rejected or be used for sex for the first
Yeah.
time.
I guess it's like the universal trope of, like, I guess no matter how many times you learn it, if you're a hopeless romantic, you'll still fall for it.
Yeah,
And
that's
maybe
it.
it's better to be hopeful and to have your heart dashed than to become a cold, callous-eyed prick. So Parker says to the girl he's talking to, Katie, he's like, "Fuck off, Katie, I need to deal with his head case." And then Buffy's like, "You said you'd
Katie
call me,
was
but..."
also smoking hot as well. They're
Yeah, she
all
was.
beautiful in this episode. I was like,
She was called Katie Loomis, and I wonder if she was called Loomis after the Halloween film, but I guess it's just a name. But I just wonder, I'm sure people that write Buffy probably love things like Halloween. But anyway, Buffy's like, "You said you'd call, but you didn't call." And Parker's like, it's only been a few days. Like, do you need something?" And Buffy's like, "Well, do you want to do something? Do you want to hang out?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, but like, I'm kind of busy right now." And then she asks him, like, so it is like so real. She's just like, did I do something wrong? It's like, no, like, we had a good time and I like you, but I'm a commitment phobe. And he pretty much gaslights her into thinking that she doesn't want that either. And he's like, surely you don't want this either. And then he leaves. And there's actually a cut line from the script where he says to her, I mean, I got the vibe that this wasn't your first time and that you had fun. I'm like,
oh, oh,
Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, Parker's a dick. And then we hear this shite English accent being like, "Well, that was pathetic." And Spike punches her in the face in broad daylight at the university in front
in
of tons
front
of
of
people.
everybody. No one gives a fuck. Also, really bad shot that they use for the punch. It was one of those direct punch to camera shots that they do.
There's a couple of bad choices made, and whether it's because it's in the daylight, so it feels it's more exposed, or whether it's just, it goes a bit Hollyoaksy from this point out.
Yes, it gets a wee bit. I really don't have. I have about 3 paragraphs written here because there's not much happening. Do you know what I mean? Not really
Yeah.
much plot-wise
Yes,
happens.
Sarah Michelle Gellar literally clocks out, and the stunt double comes in.
Yeah, and also the Spike stunt double, who is a man mountain, he is enormous
Yeah.
compared to Spike. I was like, holy shit. Anyway, we cut to black, we go back, and Buffy's on the ground holding her eye, which I kind of liked. We don't get that very often, where she looked in pain. And Spike is just talking shit and like doing that, like, just felt a wee bit. sometimes I hate that when they're fighting and then they do this snarky, chatty,
The witty
like,
banter portion
yeah, the
of the
witty
fight.
banter kind of stuff kind of sometimes gets on my wick.
Oh, good. The feeble banter portion of the fight.
I don't know why. I feel like there's
Yeah.
Spike doing it, and this one just really like it's just something so annoying about it. I don't know why. They start fighting, and eventually she does just grab like a stake from the ground, like a piece of wood that's on the ground, and then stabs him in the heart, but it doesn't work.
It's a piece of wood that has a wee string that's holding up a sapling, which I thought was a smart way of having there be
That's really
a stick
cool.
in
That's
the
very
ground.
good. That's very good. And then he holds up and's got it. I've got the Gem of Amara, and it looks like shit. It
Yeah.
looks like something you'd win in like where you win all those wee tokens. You know when you play those wee games, win the wee tokens, you win the wee fucking.
But that's a good way of disguising something like that.
Very good. It's a good point. We cut to Giles, Oz, and Willow breaking into the crypt, and they find Harmony, who is crying, but then immediately turns into a vampire and attacks them anyway, which I kind of loved that happened.
But doesn't actually attack them because she growls, turns into vamp face, and then when it cuts back to them, they're having a chat.
Yeah, they're all just having a chat. Sander is banging on the Buffter's door looking for her, and then Anya bumps into him. This is the scene that like my heart broke a wee
Yeah.
bit for Anya. Because I'm like, there's something about whenever there's someone who doesn't understand,
Yes.
who gets misunderstood, that I really struggle. I would cry at times with people like that because I'm like, oh, it's not their fault. They just don't understand. Like, really.
Oh, you're gonna love then. This isn't a spoiler, but you're gonna love obviously when.
Spoilers.
And then Sander says, Anya, I don't have time for this, or something like that to that line.
Not even overly horrible, but
No,
but it's so like, oh, you feel bad for her because he doesn't mean it bad.
But the thing is, we're getting to see it from the perspective of those three fellas.
Yes.
So we're getting to see that Spike is a dick. And he just
Mhm.
is a dick. We get to see that Parker is just a sleazy teenage, like, college guy. Not condoning his behavior, but I'm just expressing that that's what it is. And Xander is actually not... He's being pinned in with those two other guys, when actually he's being a bit more careful and not as... He could be just getting his hole all the times that he wants from Anya at this point, but he's being a bit more careful. So I actually thought it was quite an interesting thing to be like, when you see it from... It's not just as simple as these three women that are in love or are enamored with someone, but it's not always just as simple. Those men are dicks. Mostly it is that those men are dicks. Anything from so far?
Buffy managing to stake Spike, I thought was part of me was like, oh, would it just been so good if he didn't have the ring on and he actually died? That would have been brilliant.
And that was it.
And Xander putting his kind of foot in it with Anya. I felt for it. Well, it was like a sad wee
bittersweet
scene.
moment. Not even bittersweet, just bitter moment. It was a wee sad bit, but because of her, like,
her innocence.
Yeah, there's something about her innocence or her naivety or like her. She just doesn't know.
And what a
She just hasn't
testament to
lived.
like the writing of her character and even
The acting of it.
the actress, because she's went from being this evil demon that like made a world where Buffy didn't exist to being this person and we're like, oh my god, like I love her
I know,
so
that's
much.
so good. That's so good. We cut back to the fight between Buffy and Spike, and I just wrote here like it's a good scrappy fight. To be fair, like it's some
Yeah.
good punches.
Just would be nice if Buffy and Spike were in it.
And there are times that we did see Spike throwing the stunt up,
The
Buffy
stunt
stunt
double
double
into
through
the table, yeah.
which I thought was really cool. I was like, now that's cool. Like letting
You
us
see
see
Sarah
one
Michelle Gellar
character.
eating a sandwich in the room being like,
No, she went home. Spike seems to be winning, and Xander randomly just shows up to help. Always with Xander's bravery to be like, I'll just show up and help, and immediately
get
gets
knocked out.
thrown away. And then Spike's just making jokes about Parker and her riding, which I was like, oh,
you let Parker take a poke.
God.
A poke of chips from Malala.
And then Spike is winding her up, and then he says the line, guess you're not worth a second go.
Come to think of it, seems like someone told me as much. Who was that? Oh, yeah. Angel.
And then it's this point that Buffy starts kicking the almighty shit out of him. And then she gets his arm, eventually almost like she's going to break his arm, and then pulls the ring off. Not before Spike's like, we'll both explode if we do this. And then I was like, oh, really? And I was like going, oh, right. And then she's like, no, we won't.
We'll both burn. Which didn't make sense to me, but I'm like, okay.
But I actually love the fact that because she didn't pull it off immediately. She went, And then she goes, what, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, let's see.
And then she does, and then he is able to put his coat over his head and jump down a hole that's just magically 2 feet away from where he was, so he doesn't blow up in the end. I wish there was a
Yeah.
bit more burning. And then at this point, we cut to the Scoobs looking at the ring on the table, talking about what to do with it. I'll come to that in a little second, actually, those next 2 bits. Anything about up until Spike getting defeated?
Yes, I loved when we were with the Scoobies and Harmony in the crypt. Harmony just has some great lines when she says about Spike. She's like, he was my platinum baby and I loved him. It's
Yeah,
just
I
like
remember Platinum Baby.
And then she just like runs away. And Giles is like, where did Spike go? I'm like, it's so obvious where Spike went. What does Spike do every time he comes back to town? He tries to kill Buffy. You find Buffy, you'll find Spike. Like,
That's a really good point.
I did love the fight. I thought it was brilliant, but there was so much stunt double when there didn't need to be. That's my only concern. Again, I one day we'll learn to stop being able but it's when it affects the story.
Yeah, it does affect it, but but there's some things that are happening that you're like, you could have. How could Sarah Michelle Gellar not have kicked that? Like,
I was going to send you a clip from season 7 actually today, and it's a clip that doesn't give anything away, but it's just a clip from a fight that is just so much better. And the reason I was going to send it to you is because I'd watched this episode, and then when I watched this, I was like, I can't even see the difference. You see so much more of Sarah Michelle Gellar in the actual throwing off the punches or receiving the punches, and it was like, okay, this is so. After season 4, we've got a different stunt coordinator and stunt double and everything. When Spike's given his bantery portion to Buffy, and he basically calls her a thick slag. He's like, you're a stupid idiot, and what did it take to pry your legs open and stuff? And it's just like
very harsh.
When I hear stuff like this, regardless of like the character growth, I'm still like, I still can't forget these things that happen. So that's why I do find all of this stuff insane. One thing I did realize, and this is my last point, and you can go into the end, is that I don't think you really realize how much setting things at nighttime helps.
Yeah, blur, even just simple, like you can't see things as well as an audience. Like
it's just the atmosphere too, like a daytime fight.
It's like day drinking.
Daytime tweed and a wig on a bin. A daytime
fight. Yeah.
Like starting drinking at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and it's still light at 9 o'clock and you're drunk. I always find it really weird being drunk daytime. I always find it like, oh. So we're back in Giles's, and the Scoops are looking at the ring on the table and they're talking about destroying the ring, and Buffy wants to maybe use it for something else, especially if it means that a vampire won't be killed and can walk about during the day. And Oz says, I'll swing by LA with it tomorrow or next week or whatever it is that he says, which made me be like, I think I remembered this in Angel, that he has a ring that he can wear that means that he can go out during the day. Is that not a thing?
Just for the one episode.
Oh, right, okay. I thought it was like an ongoing thing, that how you can let Angel be a normal vampire.
No, that's the Vampire Diaries. They do that.
Oh, right, okay.
But this episode is a crossover episode with Angel that I will tell you about at the end.
Okay. Cut to Willow and Buffy talking about Parker and poor Buffy. She just doesn't do well with the romantic life, says me. Just doesn't do well with the romantic life. And then Willow calls Parker a poop head. She's just asking these questions like, am I just repulsive? Is no one going to like me? And I'm like, oh, Buffy, honey, I feel you. And even talking about, she even at one point's like, maybe her and Parker could work it out. And I'm like, girl,
delusional.
Fuck up. Buffy walks and says to Willow that she wants to just go off on her own and like can she just go for a walk on her own.
It's like, I'm going to walk back the way we came, if that's okay.
Yeah, this is a complete waste of time for you, Willow. And we get the sad music and the clarinets, and then we see the 3 heartbroken girls are all walking home from this kind of triad quad area in 3 separate directions with their wee sad heartbreaking things. And I was like, God, that was very deep and meaningful. And then I wrote men are bastards at the end.
Yeah.
And then that's us. We fade to the creds.
We fade to the creds. A couple of wee things.
Yeah.
I liked whenever there's the scene with them, Buffy deciding to give the ring to Angel, and Willow's the one that tells Xander she's giving it to Angel, don't make a fuss, and Xander doesn't make a fuss. I like that. I think it's just a small way of showing the growth.
But also, like, Willow saying that to Xander is also a really quick way of catching anyone who didn't pick it up from the subtext. That it was like, for that one guy that didn't get it, she's giving it to Angel, okay? I just
Yeah.
felt like that little
But
bit,
yeah,
which
it
I
was
like. I
it
like
was
that though.
smart. It's smart, right? It's a smart way of putting your exposition out there without saying, "Now I'm going to give this ring to Angel." It is quite like Willow needs to stop pushing Buffy into being with guys. She needs to get over whatever this thing is. Well, she needs
She's
to
just doing that thing where she hates being the only single friend. I've had a few friends like that before that hated
But
being
Willow's
single on
not
their own.
single.
No, sorry.
Oh, she hates Buffy being the single friend.
Yes, that she wants to be doing the double
Yeah.
dating thing and like.
God, she's just so desperate.
You know, like how there's like some friends hate when some friends have babies and then they
Yeah.
stop being their friends because they're like, no, we're different now. Instead of being like, just a
Just so they
different,
start kidnapping babies.
yeah.
That's what I do. When Buffy says he's manipulative and shallow and why doesn't he want me? I'm like, I feel you, girl.
Amen, sister.
I feel you. And then Buffy, Anya, and Harmony all walking in a triangle was great if they had been walking like on the triangle path that was laid out. But my ADD brain was like, why are they not? Why
They
are they
never
not
pass
in
each
like a?
other.
Why are they not going in a perfect triangle? You know, they could have all been walking this on the path in a triangle. Because there was, a path, but Anya's like cutting across the grass or something. I'm like,
Oh, is she? I thought they all
oh
were.
yeah,
I thought all three of them were walking.
they were
Oh,
walking different directions, but just not all on the path.
see, the bit that
which
I
is
didn't
annoying.
believe was like why they were all just that you would have like,
Right there. I thought it was a nice sweet thing, but Buffy would have been like,
hiya.
Harmony way.
I just took it as like a, well, that's just a nice piece of to look at. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily. I'm not getting into like they would have said hello to each other. And blah, blah,
Oh
blah,
no, it
like,
was a nice shot. Yeah, it was a nice shot. It was a good way to
and
show
it was
that,
nice
like,
to lump the three girls together. It's to be like, the
especially
three
all
different
in
perspectives.
the same place because they're in the same.
No, I liked it. I thought it was nice.
It was very, very good. I think it was also one thing I loved about this episode too, is showing that like no matter how powerful or beautiful you are, there will always be a weak man trying to denigrate you.
Eat that pussy.
And I loved, like I mentioned earlier, like this episode captures a very specific type of humiliation that you have when you realize that you've caught feelings for someone more than they have feelings back for you.
There's nothing worse in this world than unrequited love.
I know it goes to the end of the episode, but I've got here where it says, tell Dave about Angel. So this is where I just want to
Oh
catch up.
yeah. Tell me about Angel.
So the next episode is In the Dark, which is the crossover from the episode that we've just watched, The Harsh Light of Day.
Oh, I like the juxtaposition.
Spike is watching Angel from the rooftops while Angel saves a young blonde damsel in distress. Spike has figured out that Buffy's obviously going to send the ring to Angel and has followed Oz to LA.
Hello, LA.
Oz shows up at Angel Investigations and gives Angel the ring, and Angel seems a bit annoyed that Buffy sent Oz and she didn't come herself. He hides the ring in the sewers under a brick. Because he's conflicted by what it means and what he wants to do with it. And I quite like that that's an insight into Angel's character.
Fair.
So the next day, Spike attacks Angel and is like, give me that fucking ring, right? But Angel bests Spike and Spike escapes for now.
This isn't over till one of us is a pile of dust, mate.
Angel tells Doyle and Cordy that they should stick together while Spike is still out there, and he goes to try and find out info basically on where Spike is. He manages to like track him down after beating up all these different people in different bars and stuff, but it turns out to all be a big massive trap because Spike has recruited this mad pedophile vampire who loves torturing people called Marcus, and Marcus captures Angel. So Marcus is like, what do you want, Angel? And he starts torturing them because they're trying to get the info of like where the ring is. Marcus stabs Angel with all these pokers and stuff, and then Spike is the one who really delivers the real torture when he's like, oh, I just saw Buffy like a few days ago and she got her hole off some rando. And you can see that kind of like tortures Angel a wee bit. Spike tells Cordy and Doyle that they need to find the ring and bring it to him or Angel dies, which they do. They bring it to Angel. But Marcus, the pedophile vampire torturer, crosses Spike and takes the ring for himself. Oz drives his van through a warehouse to pretty much save Angel from being killed by the sunlight, yeah. But Angel, knowing where Marcus is going to go, because he's a mad pedo, tells Oz to turn around and go to the pier. Angel bursts out of the van in the middle of the daylight, tackling Marcus off the pier, and they fight underneath. Angel gets the ring, and he steps into the light. It's kind of like a metaphor now of Angel knowing the road he needs to take, where he's been in this darkness for a few episodes, etc., etc. And he recognizes that the ring represents to him that like there's no shortcut to redemption. So he destroys the ring because he thinks it's too dangerous after watching One Last Sunset, which I thought was
That's
Really
really
very
nice.
So it's a really nice parallel of the 2 episodes because Buffy ends in darkness and Angel kind of ends in lightness with like a sense of purpose. And that's our first Buffy Angel crossover.
Very good, Tony. Very good. Very quick synopsis. Very, very detailed. That sounds interesting. Kind of makes you want to watch Angel.
I mean, I would love if you did, but I just wouldn't want to give you anything that you would have to do so that there was no pressure, you know?
If you liked what you've seen, then make sure to give us. No, let me just read the words you've written.
If you've liked what you've seen.
If you liked what you've seen. If you've liked what you've seen, then make sure to give us a wee like on whatever platform that you're using or listening to us or watching us on. So if you're on YouTube, give us a wee thumbs up. The wee bell icon will also notify you when we have a new video out for you to peruse.
Oh, peruse? Oh my God. That's like when you're going to South America and you're like, what country should I go to? Peruse? so if you're on Spotify, please give us a little rating to let us know what you thought. You can also head over to our Patreon, and if you sign up to our Big Buffsters tier, which I think is about £4.50-ish, apparently it changes depending on whether you're on Apple or Android and we're paying through an app, but it's around £4.50. You can access tons of clips, exclusive interviews, extra bonus episodes, and as well as the big thing that I'll be pushing is early access, because we're doing a lot of pre-recording this month, so there's going to be a lot of early access. As soon as I've got the episodes done and uploaded, you're welcome to them. You're
Go
welcome
ahead.
to them.
Go ahead.
Fucking take it.
Work
Take
away.
it. Take
Work
it. If you're
away.
going to be like that,
Eat
just
it.
take it. If you're
Eat
just
it.
fucking take
Eat
it.
it. Watch it. And that's it for now, everybody. Make sure to check back next week when it's Halloween in Sunnydale. Oh, fuck, another Halloween one. Ooh.
You didn't watch the last Halloween one?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you were dealing with depression.
Oh, yeah. Thank God that's over. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for downloading. Please give us a wee review or something. Sure, just fucking do it
I
anyway.
said all
Stop
that.
being a wee
Stop.
dick. Right,
Stop
I'm
it
going to
now.
say it. No, I'm
Go
going to say
away.
it again. Give us a review.
Review ma.
Review ma.
I know, I can't think of a
I
joke
can't
either.
think of anything funny either.
I know. Thanks, chick.
Up the fucking IRA! Up the IRA!
Sorry. That was still recorded. Hold on, let me stop.